Ah, shit. Good snowy afternoon to you in the vinyl community here on YouTube. Aaron back with a new video update. Sitting around the house in my robe and pajamas. Why? Because there's a half foot of snow here in West Virginia and I feel like it. So I pulled some records off the shelves. This is the third installment of the What I Collect videos series that I've been working on, and today we're going to look at a handful of my favorite colored vinyl releases. We all like colored records, regardless of if they sound better, if they don't sound better, their variants, their limited presses, things like that. So I pulled a handful of them off the shelves of some of the ones that are my favorites, the way they look, how limited they are, things like that, and we're just going to talk about them. So that's the theme of this video. So alright, let's start looking at some records. Okay, the first record I want to show you guys here is the new 2016 Porches album on Domino Records. This is entitled Pool. This was limited to 350 copies in the United States, and it was done on Coke Bottle Clear. I only have a few records on this Coke Bottle Clear, like a Tori Amos, Boys to Pele, I believe, is on Coke Bottle Clear. I just really like the look of it, and it's a brand new release, and I thought it was pretty cool. I just got it this last week, so if you like electronic music, you should check out Porches. And the next record I want to show here is the 2013, I believe, Record Store Day release of The Wizard of Oz on vinyl, and it is on emerald green colored vinyl. I picked this up, I believe, at Newberry Comics in Boston when I was there for a baseball game and a family trip a couple years ago, and I got this, I believe, for $23.99, sticker price on the shelves. So I was lucky to pick it up since I didn't get it on Record Store Day that year. This was the year after that, and it was still just sitting there with the rest of the general population. Picked this one up for my kid, who's a big fan of the movie, and so am I. So you know, we listen to this one quite a bit, and I really like the emerald green color. Next album I pulled is my Mondo Jurassic Park release here. Again, this is another one that I got for my child who is obsessed with dinosaurs and Jurassic Park. I also got the Jurassic World soundtrack. I didn't pull that one out. This is on the limited to, I'm not sure how many copies, 200, something like that, Dilophosaurus colored vinyl. It's probably my favorite colored record in my collection. And Mondo does a hell of a job with their releases. The sound quality is second to none on this, and it's dead flat and dead quiet. So kudos to Mondo for a beautiful pressing, albeit it took forever to get here with lots of release date malfunctions and pushed back several months. Alright, next album that I am going to show you here is the brand new 2016 Devo limited edition red, white, and blue vinyl. They put it out for what they called Start Your Ears Off Right Rhino Records. Basically the Record Store Day for Rhino releases is what it ended up being. And yeah, it's a really beautiful splatter. Mine's more purple than red, white, and blue. It's more purple, white, and blue. But yeah, classic album. This one's got Gates of Steel. Let's see what other. Whip It, Freedom of Choice. Yeah, some really good classic songs on this record, as well as being a very pretty colored record. Alright, next up is Jack White's Blunderbuss. Got it here on the inverted lightning bolt. One of the very first colored records I actually got in my collection when I first, not when I first started collecting, but when I started seeking out colored pressings and things like that. Definitely fell in love with the color choices on this. I mean, look at that up close. I mean, it is a very, very, very pretty record. And it's got, you know, some pretty good music on it too. Probably a little bit better than Lazaretto in my opinion. Yeah, big fan of Blunderbuss, and yeah, this is probably one of my favorite records, colored records that I have in my collection. Alright, next up is my copy of Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt. It in itself isn't that impressive of a color or anything, but it's kind of a cool story of how I ended up with this. I actually bought the black vinyl version of this, and first pressing and it had a malfunction or whatnot. And there was on the Discogs page, there was an email address if you had a problem with your pressing because there was some malfunctions and things like that with the first pressing, that they would send you a new one. So I emailed the guy and they're like, show proof of purchase, which I did. And they're like, okay, we'll get it out to you. And then literally, I believe 2-3 days later, they did not play. They shipped it in a giant box and it was super fast. A few days later, it showed up on my doorstep and it wasn't the black vinyl they sent. They sent me the really rare, hard to find red vinyl Lightning Bolt here by Pearl Jam. Pretty good album, not my favorite Pearl Jam record by any means, but to pay for the black vinyl version and to receive the red one, and there was no trickery involved. I showed them what I had and told them, you know, this is where I found the link to get it fixed. You know, is there anything that you can do, because it was skipping all over the place. And yeah, no questions asked. They sent me this, and I'm super happy to have it. It's probably one of the most expensive records in my collection. So yeah, Lightning Bolt, red vinyl by Pearl Jam. All right, next up is the 2014 musical and vinyl pressing of Meat Loaf's Bat Outta Hell. I believe it's numbered. Yeah, mine is number 1114. Done in silver there. Nice glossy cover. That's typical with musical and vinyl pressings, but this is on like hellish red marble vinyl. Beautiful, almost translucent, and it's got that nice black marbled swirl in there, just a little bit of it. Yeah, and they call this like hellish red vinyl. One of my favorite records of all time. So, and it's cool that they kept the original Epic logo in the. So there you go, Meat Loaf, Bat Outta Hell on red hellish vinyl, musical and vinyl 2014 press. All right, next up is the Illumination Ritual by the Appleseed Cast. I'm fairly new to this band. The sleeve said it was colored vinyl. I didn't know what color when I got it, and evidently there's several variants. But very cool band. A lot of instrumental, indie rock kind of stuff. And this is the blue and green swirl. Again, nearly translucent, but not quite. Looks like Planet Earth almost. Yeah, really cool band. You should check them out if you haven't. They're on Grave Face Records. So, yeah, there you go. All right, next up is I've shown this one before, is Live Throwing Copper, the limited edition to 300 Pink Pop Festival. Pink vinyl copy here. It is, I have several records that are pink, but none that are this pink. It is insanely bright. It is way brighter in person than even on video can even show. So yeah, again, probably top 5 favorite colored record right here. It's almost blinding how pink it really is in person. So very cool, very beautifully done, and kind of hard to come by. We got 2 left to go through, and next up is probably, again, top 5 favorite. I probably said that more than 5 times now, but definitely one of the most beautiful records in my collection. We got Blink-182's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. This album is really good. It's a little bit more mature than their other stuff. They started to grow up just a little bit on most of the songs. There's some really important songs in there. Stay Together for the Kids is a really, really cool one to check out. But we're here to talk about the vinyl. I don't know how many of this kind are made, or which pressing it actually even is. I haven't done much research on it, to be honest with you. But it looks more like a Bob Marley record than it does a Blink-182 record, even though it represents the 3 colors from the sleeve. Yeah, just insanely pretty. Some marbling going on there in the green. Again, somewhat translucent. Very pretty. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. All right, and last but certainly not least, we got Blues Travelers, Travelers and Thieves, I believe is what the title is. Yeah, Travelers and Thieves, recently pressed here by Brookvale Records. You can see here, Brookvale 2015, I believe. Yeah, mine is number 450, gold stamp number there. And one of the best swirl jobs ever. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous collar. All 4 different sides. Yeah, this is a double LP. All 4 different sides completely look different than one another. I'll go ahead and show the other one. They spared no expense making these, and you could tell by the price tag. See, this has a little bit more black than the others. But yeah, it's like a snowflake. They no two look exactly the same. There you have it. Thank you guys very much for watching this video about my favorite collared records. So stay tuned. We've got more stuff coming in the future. I hope everybody else who's out there who's getting snow right now is bundled up and relaxing and enjoying the day in or the day out if that's your thing, not mine. But once again, as I always say, enjoy the music. Have a good day.